Hello, Amitabha here. I just wanted to share uh, some authenticity, some realness, um, and tell you that I was feeling lonely, and I wanted to share with you the thinking patterns, heal myself while I share with you. So maybe if you experience similar thinking patterns, you might be able to also pull yourself out of it. It's really interesting how much just sharing this with whoever's watching, just talking. No, nobody's here right now. It's just me. How much better I feel. How much less loneliness I feel. And so, this thought started last night. It was either last night or it was a few nights ago. And the thought was, they say that you need 4 hugs a day just to survive. I don't have anybody to hug. There's nobody in my life that's close. If you have a child, you can hug your child every day. If you have a wife or a girlfriend, you can hug your girlfriend every day. If you live at home, you can hug your mom or your dad. I really don't have anybody close by who wants to spend time with me. I guess there are people that want to spend time with me. It's really interesting how the mind works. The people that you want the most don't want to be with you. People that want you the most, you don't want to be with them. And so there's always this scarcity and mentality thing going on. There's always this, whatever I don't have, I want, and whatever I have, I don't want. And I see this in my life. I see there are many people that would like to be with me in a romantic way. I know several. And yet I still, there's only one in my mind. And I think, I think there always will be. It's a sad thing to do, but to myself. But so this thought came, and it the way the brain works is it likes to hang on to things, and it likes to create, wants to be sad. It wants to be a victim. The mind wants to be a victim. The ego wants to be a victim. And this is what mindfulness and meditation is good for, is so that we can see the patterns, like I'm explaining to you the patterns. Instead of going around and saying, I almost got a little teary earlier, actually, 5 minutes ago. And, just saying, I just wish I had somebody to hug. Just wish I had somebody that I could hug. So hug myself. That's a better answer to that kind of thinking, right? And so it just goes on. This thought originated a couple days ago. I don't know what led to that, but there's always a cause for every effect. So there was a cause for this thought. It may have been previous types of thinking. It may have been karma or energetic sankharas within my energy field. Doesn't really matter. What really matters is the way I deal with this thought, the way I deal with loneliness. And the best way to deal with it is to simply label it as what it is and detach from it. And not try to detach from it, but by labeling it, by just saying loneliness. Not saying I'm lonely, because when I was doing that, when I was saying I'm lonely, feeling lonely, I just wish I had somebody. I wish there was somebody I could hug, And then thinking about all my friends and how they all have wives and the one I love has a baby and a child, and she can hug her child. And my sister has her husband and her daughter and her son. My brother's got a fiance, and she has kids. My mom has a husband, and my dad has a wife, and I'm by myself. And instead of following that thought, which I did for a little bit, I caught myself. I said, this is loneliness. And I've experienced loneliness before. And so it's the same. It's just these thoughts have triggered this loneliness, this state, have triggered this state. It's like a collection of thoughts equals loneliness. And if you can catch the thoughts and see them for what they are, they're just thinking. There's no self in it. There's no me. They're just thoughts. They could have been thoughts about anything else. They could have been thoughts about, they could have been happy thoughts. The thoughts that arose just happen to be thoughts of lack and loneliness. And so I don't have to go down that road, or at least not for very long. I can stop it and say, loneliness. So I'm going to end this video. I'm going to make it short. And if you experience loneliness, which everybody does, because it ultimately is, I didn't meditate yesterday. I haven't meditated yet today. I haven't connected. I have a little bit, but connected with silence, but not in a meaningful way. I haven't actually stopped and made an effort. And so here we are, and these type of thoughts arise and can more easily take hold because my mind is a little bit more scattered. I haven't been particularly strong in my mindfulness and labeling things. A little bit here and there, but I haven't been diligent about it. I haven't been persistent in my mindfulness, and that provides fertile soil for thoughts of lack and sadness and loneliness. It can provide fertile soil for anger and craving and wanting. And so what I need to do is meditate. And so when I'm done doing this, making this video, I'm going to meditate. And I've already, the loneliness is gone. That state has passed because it's just a state and everything's impermanent. So whenever we get into states, we just have to, the main thing we should realize is that this too shall pass. This is an impermanent state. Even happiness is an impermanent state. Joy is an impermanent state. Anger is an impermanent state. Depression, loneliness, sadness, they're all impermanent states. So why follow it? Realize it's going to pass. Acknowledge it and say anger, loneliness, sadness. Even acknowledge happiness so that when it goes, you don't miss it. Acknowledge infatuation, desire, wanting. When you want something, oh, I'd really like to do that. Oh, it's wanting. And don't get too swept up in it because all mind states lead to suffering. It's only when we transcend the mind and are in touch with silence, are in touch with the feeling sensations of our body, and are not labeling things as good or bad, or liking or disliking. When we just see them as they are, it's just the emotion and thought of loneliness. So here we go. Thank you so much for being with me, and while I transform, and I hope this helps you in some way in your life. May you be free from suffering.